automation should be enhancing your personal touch, not taking away from it. And that's what we are helping the agents with right now.
One thing I was going to ask you is this. I think that it would be beneficial for everybody listening. What are the problems that you're solving right now? Like, give some examples of some problems that you said you've brought three clients in already. What are the problems you're going to solve for them so that people listening have an idea?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just putting time back in the agency, right? So, I mean, of the two Florida agents that we just brought on, both of them are looking for ways to optimize on the renewal side of things so that they don't have to spend, like, there's like 50 manual touches that are happening on here, and 49 of them don't have to happen, right? So every time there's a manual touch, that's time out of their day or their CSR's day or their VE's day that they can't be doing something else. And, same thing, with our California agent, they're also having, struggling with renewal side right now. And honestly, the kind of the broad stroke of it is you should be automating the things you can automate, not to take the personal touch out of your insurance agency, but to actually put more personal touches back into it. It should be enhancing that level of personability that you have with your clients, right? If you're automating all the dumb stuff, the mundane data transfers, and here we're pulling all the risk details and sending it to the carriers. Like, if you don't have to manually do that, then that's more time in the day that you get to spend having the conversations saying, this is why you need that EPLI, or this is why an umbrella makes sense for you, or, whatever that conversation looks like. So automation should be enhancing your personal touch, not taking away from it. And that's what we are helping the agents with right now.
So renewal processes is one, and I think that's something that a lot of agencies probably are feeling at a much greater degree this year, based on market conditions than what they have in the past. What are some other things aside from renewal pipelines and renewal processes? I assume you've got something for new business, something for client onboarding, and all of that stuff. I mean, I think there's a subset of agencies out there, to be honest with you, that don't even have an idea as to what can be automated. And I don't mean that with any disrespect. I just mean it's not been something that's been on the radar or a priority for them to this point. So they don't even know what they're capable of. Like, it blows my mind when I show just like a basic automation that we've put in place inside a HubSpot. Like, holy cow, how were you able to do that? Well, I actually decided I was sick and tired of doing it like the old way, and there has to be a better way.
What I have seen in most agencies, especially new business and new prospects, is they don't just have a leaky bucket. They have a wide open drain when it comes to new business. They're relying on sales producers and their team members to manually follow up. And that's like my biggest, I'm like, oh, that's the easiest thing we can fix. Let's automate. Let's build a round robin for your teams so it's fair for new inbound leads. Let's automate and set the expectation with the customer of what's going to happen next. And then from there, you just solve that. You solve that one problem. And then same thing with onboarding. Like, hey, here's what's going to happen. Here's what we're going to need. You're going to get, which is what you need to do. All these setting those expectations, and you can automate 85% of it outside of those phone calls, which even then you can create tasks in your CRM for your staff to go do those, while the email and the texting automations, if you've got opt-in permission, to go do. And they just run, and they're like, everybody's happier then.
And you just met with an agent recently too, Nick, that all the new leads were coming into an office manager's inbox, who was then manually round robining them to the producers
hours later.
So your lead velocity goes down. So, I mean, new business is obviously something that everyone needs to worry about. And if you're not, you're clearly in a different world than I am as a 2-year-old independent agent. Outside of new business, there are only 5 times that we interact with our customers. So outside of the sales process, prospecting, win back, I mean, that's that same, we're trying to earn your business. You have onboarding, which really only happens once. Claims, service, and renewals. That's it. We only talk, as an agency, we only talk to our customers 5 times, including onboarding, sales, renewals, claims. That's it. So how do we simplify those processes to make sure that our team can give the example back? So over the last couple of weeks, we've helped agencies build out service pipelines, making sure that their messages got across, and making sure that E&O boxes got touched and checked, making sure that the coverage checklists were actually included. We've helped folks simplify and build out a telemarketing pipeline for commercial sales, making sure that everything goes in, that content goes out, that there's smart cycles engaged, and there's now dipping into killing commercial stuff now that there's a 12-month solicitation cycle that cycles back in after that first section of calls, and it smart cycles back out on another date later on. These are all pieces where if we can simplify the onboarding process or simplify the sales process, when you get that phone call, you could spend more time with the customer. When the sales call comes in, you have exactly what needs to happen. Your team knows what's going on. We can put that VE in, you can put that VE in your office, and we can just reassign that task to an assignment group, to an unlicensed VE, instead of the licensed staff that's taking $15, $20, $25 an hour, because we set it up right on the front end. It's just a simple change on the back end, and now the right person gets automated that task and it gets done.